In this video lecture, I'm going to teach you how to create matrix addition in Java programming. Okay, so we'll be creating a project where we are going to build a system that adds two matrices and give us an output. First of all, we are going to accept the matrix from the user. So go ahead and import java.io, and inside the class you go ahead and create public static void main. Public static void main, string x. Okay, so go ahead and create buffered reader. Buffered reader br equal to new buffered reader, and normally it takes argument of new input stream reader. So this is a system.in, and put a semicolon at the end. So what we need now is, let's go ahead and create a 3x3 matrix. Or I've shown you how to create a 3x3 matrix, so let's make this to be 2x2 matrix. Okay, and let's extend this so that we know how to do other ones. So I'm going to say int num1 is equal to new int 2 a semicolon at the end, and int num2 is equal to new int 2 put a semicolon at the end, and int num3 is equal to new int 2 put a semicolon at the end. And let's go ahead and initialize int x, y, and z. So that are the variables we're going to use. Okay, so we have underline here. So what we need is, we need to put these symbols here. Okay, and go ahead and do that for 3. Okay, and the error is gone. So let's go ahead and request the user to give us something. System.out.println, system.out.println, please insert integer values. Insert integer values for matrix addition. So insert integer values for matrix addition. Okay, so now we're going to create a for loop. Let's go ahead and create a for loop. So for x equal to 0 for semicolon, then x less than 2 for semicolon, then x increment. So inside here we go ahead and iterate for y, and that is another for loop. So for y So for y equal to 0, put a semicolon, and y less than 2, put a semicolon, and y increment. Okay, so go ahead and say num1 x and y is equal to, pass this to integer dot pass int, use the object of the buffer reader br dot readline. So put a semicolon at the end, and we'll go ahead and do that again. So what is this error here? So it's throws declaration, and that is okay. So the next thing that we need to do now is go outside this for loop and go ahead and create another for loop. So go ahead and create another for loop and check the length for this. So we're going to say for x equal to 0, press semicolon, then x less than num1 at less than num1 dot length, put a comma, a semicolon, not comma, x increment. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and do that for 2. Go ahead and copy this, is exactly the same thing. Go ahead and press this right inside here and remove this from here. Let's go ahead and say system dot out dot print. So system dot out dot print, we need to give space while we are making a matrix, so I gave a space there, and this is going to be num1 x and y. So you're gonna get that on x and y, and goes out here. So system dot out dot print line. Okay, so you've done justice to that. So that is for first matrix. So we need to do exactly the same thing for the second matrix, so that you can be able to work with the first and the second matrix. So what we need to do now is you go ahead and you can copy this. So you can go ahead and copy this for the second matrix, copy everything here, and I think if we copy this, it's going to confuse most of us. So let's go ahead and continue to write this step by step without making a mistake, because I wouldn't want us to run into any problem. All right, so go down here and say system dot out dot print line. We request the user, so please, for the first one, you say please insert integer values. Let's say insert first integer values for matrix addition. So let's copy this again and does pass the same thing and change it to second. Pass this, insert second integer values for matrix addition. Then using for loop, go ahead and say for So for x, and so for x equal to 0, press semicolon, then x less than 2, press semicolon, and x increment. So we're iterating this with a for loop, and go ahead and pass a for loop again. So for y equal to 0, press semicolon, and y less than 2, press semicolon, and y increment. Okay, so y increment. So this is for the second matrix, so it's going to be num2 x, and y is equal to, you pass this to integer dot pass int, integer dot pass int, and the text argument of the object of buffer reader, the read line, press semicolon at the end. Okay, so we've done justice to this. We create another for loop for us to check the length of the matrix. So go ahead and say for x equal to 0, and the x is less than num2, because it's 2 by 2 matrix, so x less than num2, press semicolon, and I hope I'm really not making any mistake here. Then this is going to be x equal to 0, and x less than, okay, this is x less than, alright, num2 dot length, just exactly the same thing we did in the first one. Okay, yes, this is what we do. Then put a semicolon, and go ahead and say x increment. Okay, alright, so go ahead and stretch this down, and you go in and say for y equal to 0, and y less than 2, and go ahead and say y increment. Okay, then you come in here and display the value of this, which we've gotten from the user system.out.print, system.out.print, and this text plus, give a space just like you did in the first one. I can say num2 for x and for y. Alright, for x and y, then we need to print out what we've received. Go over here and so come over here and print this out. So I'm going to say system.out.println .println. So press semicolon at the end, and that is done for the second matrix. Then we need to add this matrix. So what we need to do, go break out from this for loop, and let's go down, bring this down. Okay, so you're gonna using for loop, you're gonna say for x equal to 0, press semicolon, and x less than 2, press semicolon, and x increment, and x increment. So go inside here and put for loop y equal to 0, press semicolon, and y less than 2, press semicolon, and y increment. So wow, come on. So inside this for loop, we'll go ahead and add these things we have here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add them together, and then we're going to say that this is equal to num3 for x and for y is equal to num1, the value of x, and y plus num2 for the value of x and y. Put a semicolon at the end, and we'll go ahead and print this out. So break out from this for loop and say system.out println system.out.println, and I'm going to say the results. Okay, the sum. So the sum of the matrix is. So the sum of the matrix is. Go ahead and put a semicolon at the end. So the next thing we need now is we create a for loop. I'm gonna say a for loop that will display the result for x is equal to 0, press semicolon, x less than 2, press semicolon, and x increment. So go ahead and move inside here and say create a for loop for y equal to 0, press semicolon, y less than 2, press semicolon, and y increment. So we want to display the results, and we're going to say system dot out dot print system dot out dot println. So go inside here and give a space and concatenate this with num3, the value of num3. So you can go ahead and copy this. This is what I need to put inside here. So go ahead and press this right inside here. So the results will be printed for us, and you can go outside here and say system.out dot println system.out.println, and that is all for now. Wow, that is really a very big bunch of code. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you're writing such a code. So go ahead and remove the Z because I wanted to do 3 by 3 matrix, but I ended up doing 2 by 2 because of the code, so it can be easier for us. All right, so now what you need to do is I'll go over here and run my configuration, and this is Project-18. Okay, and I will search for the main class Matrix Addition and hit OK, and I'm going to apply this and run this code. So let's shift this to this point, and this says please insert first integer values for matrix addition. Wow, that my matrix is in C and not in X. Nevertheless, I'll go ahead and I'm going to say minus 20, enter, let's say 4, and let's say, let's give this to be 14, and let's give this to be 35. So you can see the matrix here. So now it requires for the second matrix, I'll go ahead and insert. Let me give this to be 7. Let's give this to be 10, and this is 40 and 8. So the result of the matrix is, wow, the result of the sum of the matrix, it should give me in a matrix form. Hope I didn't put line there. Let's check this and make sure that, so come down here, so the sum of the matrix, wow, I shouldn't put that stuff there. So this is supposed to be print line, print, and I just went ahead and put print line, so it gave this in a string format. We need to run this code again to get this to be in a string in a matrix format, and it's gonna stress us. But go ahead and put 50, put 10, put 40, put minus 3. So that is for the first matrix. So for the second matrix, go ahead and put 30, put minus 20, put 5, and go ahead and put 4. So that's for my second matrix, and I can see the sum of the matrix is 80 minus 10, 4, 5, and 1. So you go ahead and do this manually and know if you really got just exactly the same thing. But you can see that we really got exactly the same thing. That is what you will get. All right, so this is all about matrix addition in Java programming, and I hope the project is very cool and the code is just ready before you, so go ahead and check it out. So if you have any question, go ahead and use the question and answer sections, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.